Hello students, today I am going to start your next topic based on electrostatic force. In the previous video I have well described about the charge and its properties. Okay, what is the property of charge? I have told you. First property is the attraction and repulsion force between the charges. Second property is your additive property of charge. Third property is the quantization of the charge, and fourth property was the conservation of charge. We have discussed it very well, and today I am going to start the electrostatic force. Okay, I have told you the first property of the charge is that between the like charges there will be repulsion, and between the unlike charges there will be attraction. I have discussed you. This is the basic property of charge. Okay. Next thing, how much force will act between the charges? Okay. Means if you are going to calculate the force between charges, okay, that force is called your electrostatic force. Okay. We remember that I have used here static. Okay. What is the static? Means there is no any motion in the charge. Okay, but if you are calculating the forces between the static charge, or you can say the relative motion of the charges is zero, then you may apply this form electrostatic force. Okay, what is electrostatic force? In the static nature of the charge. In the static nature mean to say there should be no any relative motion between the charges. Okay. In the static position, the forces acting between the charges is called what? Electrostatic force. Okay. And to calculate the electrostatic forces, okay, we will use Coulomb's law. What is Coulomb's law? This is your basic law of the physics in the electro science. What is the Coulomb's law? I am going to describe to you what is Coulomb's law. With the help of Coulomb's law, you can describe about the electrostatic force. Okay, means Coulomb's law only deals with electrostatic force. How can you calculate? What is the amount? What is its magnitude? What is its direction? Everything you may calculate by Coulomb's law. Okay, now I am going to start this topic. Mainly my topic is the Coulomb's law. Okay, suppose there is two charges. This charge is Q1. Okay, this may be any nature. Okay, and this charge is Q2. Okay, we have two charges Q1 and Q2. Okay, they are placed in each mutual electric field. मतलब क्या है कि this charge is in its electric field and this charge is in its electric field. मतलब क्या है कि ये वाला चार्ज इस वाले चार्ज की फील्ड में है और ये वाला चार्ज इस वाले चार्ज की फील्ड में. फील्ड में होने का मतलब क्या है? फील्ड में होने का सीधा सा मतलब है कि ये दोनों चार्ज एक दूसरे पे इलेक्ट्रोस्टैटिक फोर्स एक्सर्ट कर रहे हैं. ठीक, अगर एक चार्ज दूसरे चार्ज की फील्ड में है तो मैं कहूंगा कि ये वाला चार्ज इस वाले चार्ज पर फोर्स लगा रहा है. ऐसे में को ये वाला चार्ज इसके फील्ड में है तो ये वाला चार्ज इस पर इलेक्ट्रोस्टैटिक फोर्स अप्लाई कर रहा है. दिस इज द मीनिंग ऑफ फील्ड. ओके, सपोज वी हैव टू चार्ज Q1 एंड Q2. ओके, you know it very well. According to the nature of charges Q1 and Q2, there will be a force. This may be repulsive or this may be attractive. Okay. Now there is charge Q1 and this is charge Q2. Okay. The electrostatic force will act between the charges. Okay. How much force will be? This will say your Coulomb's law. Okay. How much force? I have joined this charge Q1 and this charge Q2 and this charge Q2. Okay, I have joined Q1 and Q2. Okay, so by the experiment Coulomb says that the forces between the charges, means the forces between charge Q1 and Q2 is directly proportional to the multiplication of charge magnitude. Okay, suppose this charge is Q1, this charge is Q2, then the electric force between these charges, the electric force, suppose the electric force between these charges is F. So the electrostatic force between these charges is directly proportional to the multiplication of charges. Okay. By the experiment, Coulomb said that the force acting between two charges is directly proportional to the multiplication of charges. Okay. This is first rule, and in the second part, he says that as we will increase the distance between the charges. Suppose you have state this charge at this position, and we are going to increase the distance between the charges. You may see that the electrostatic force between charges has become decreased. Okay. Now, suppose the distances between the charges is R. Okay. Now, Coulomb said that the forces between the charge is indirectly proportional to the square of its distance. Okay, Coulomb's law says that the forces electrostatic forces between the charges is directly proportional to the multiplication of charge and indirectly proportional to the square of its distance. This is the basic of Coulomb's law. Okay, now second thing, if I will combine this and this one, okay, then you may write it F is directly proportional to the Q1 Q2 upon R square. Okay, this is the combination form of this form and this form. You may write it like that. This is your Coulomb's law. This is your Coulomb's law. Okay, I repeat you that the forces between the charges, the electrostatic force between the charges is directly proportional to the multiplication of charge and indirectly proportional to the square of its distance. Okay, this is your electrostatic force. Okay, now I have combined it, that this has become F is directly proportional to Q1 Q2 by R square. Okay, now if from this one, if I ask you that on which factor this electrostatic force depends. My question is, on which factor this electrostatic force depends. Okay, from this one you may see that the electrostatic force depends on the multiplication of charges, or you may say that the magnitude of charges. The electrostatic force mainly depends on the charge magnitude, okay, and the distance between the charges. Okay, this is the main factor on which the electrostatic force depends. Okay, second thing, the third more thing on which the electrostatic force depends, this is the medium between the charges. Okay, what is the medium? Suppose between this charge and this charge there is vacuum. There is vacuum. Okay, there may be your cotton, anything. Okay, means between this space there may be different medium. If you will change medium, then you will see that the electrostatic force between charges get changed. Okay, means the electrostatic force depends on the charge magnitude, between the distance of the charges, and third one thing is the medium between the charges. These three factors on which the electrostatic force depends. Okay, next thing. Now I am going to just describe it, just explain it. What has become? F is equal to, open this proportionality constant, then you may write it like that, F is equal to K times of Q1 Q2 upon R square. Okay, if you open this proportionality constant, okay, this has become F is equal to K times of Q1 Q2 upon R square. Okay, Next thing, what is K? You know it very well. What is K? K is a proportionality constant. K is a proportionality constant. Okay, just remember it. And what is its value? Its value is K is equal to 9 into 10 raised to the power 9. 9 into 10 raised to the power 9 Newton meter square per coulomb square. Just remember its unit. What is the value of K? This is 9 into 10 raised to the power 9 Newton meter square per coulomb square. Okay. Next thing. This is the value of K. What is K? K is a proportionality constant. Okay. Next thing. This value of K may calculate by another value. This is your 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught. This is 9 into 10 raised to the power 9. You may replace K by this value 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught. This value is 9 into 10 raised to the power 9. Okay, the unit will be same. What is the unit? Newton meter square per coulomb square. Okay, now if you will reassemble this equation, now this equation has become F is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q1 Q2 upon R square. Okay, this is the exact form of Coulomb's law. F is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 upon R square. Okay. In this one, I have written epsilon naught. Epsilon naught. What is the epsilon naught? Epsilon naught is the permeability of a given medium. What is epsilon naught? Permeability of given medium. And what is the medium? The medium between the charges. If you will check vacuum, okay, its value has become epsilon naught is equal to 8.85 into 10 raised to the power minus 12. Okay, if there is a vacuum between the charges, okay, its value has become 8.85 into 10 raised to the power minus 12. Okay, this is the value of epsilon naught. Unit may you calculate from here. Okay, next thing, if you will change its medium between the charges from vacuum to cotton, this value become changed. Okay, what will its value? Suppose there is a vacuum between the charges. Suppose there is a vacuum between the charges, then what will happen? You will say that the forces between if there is a vacuum, then what will be the force between these charges? Then you will say that F is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R square. Okay, and if you will change its medium, okay, from vacuum to cotton, then its value has become, suppose the medium between the charges is cotton, then what will be the force between these charges? Then you may write it F is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. You will use a constant K. Okay. Now Q1 Q2 upon R square. This K and this K is different. Remember it. Okay. Its K value is 9 into 10 raised to the power 9. But here K is the permeability constant of a given medium. Okay, remember it. This K and this K is different. Okay, here K value, the value of K is 9 into 10 raised to the power 9, and here K value will depend on the medium, which type of the medium you have used between the charges. If there is a vacuum, then K value for the vacuum, the value of K is approximately 1. Okay, if for the vacuum, if you will put K is equal to 1, now your force has become F is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught what is Q1 Q2 upon R square. Okay, and if you will place a medium between the charges, then your force has become F is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon into Q1 Q2 upon R square. Okay, from this equation and from this equation, if you will just correlate these equations, then you may say that what you may write it, epsilon is the epsilon naught times of K. Remember it. Okay, from here I have written epsilon naught K by epsilon. Okay, what is the epsilon? Epsilon is the permeability of a given medium. Okay, if you know the permeability of the constant of the given medium and you know it very well, the permeability of the vacuum is 8.85 into 10 raised to the power minus 12. Okay, you will place here epsilon naught value and the permeability constant of the medium, then you may calculate the permeability of given medium. Okay, for the vacuum you know it very well, epsilon naught is equal to 8.85 into 10 raised to the power minus 12. Just remember, don't be confused. And if I will give you the permeability constant of the medium, then you may calculate the permeability of a given medium. I am just going to sum up this one. Then, okay, if there is vacuum between this charge, okay, charge Q1 and this charge is Q2. If there is vacuum and the distance between the charges is R, then your force has become F is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon into Q1 Q2 upon R square. Okay, when there is vacuum between medium. Okay, next thing, if there is a medium between the charges, this is your Q1 and this is your Q2 and distance between the charges is R, and here a medium is present. Okay, now your force has become F is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into K. Okay, into K. F is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into K. Okay, into Q1 Q2 upon R square. Okay, this is when there is a medium between the charges. Okay, now if you will compare, if you will replace this value, okay, epsilon naught into K by epsilon. Okay, now you may write this one, F is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon into Q1 Q2 upon R square. Okay, remember it and don't be forget it. What is K? K is the permeability constant. What is the epsilon naught? Permeability of medium. Okay, what is the epsilon? Epsilon is the permeability of a given medium. Okay, and the value of epsilon naught is equal to 8.85 into 10 raised to the power minus 12. Okay, Coulomb square Newton into meter minus 2. Okay, this is the value of epsilon naught. Okay, the question will be straightforward. Suppose my question is calculate the permeability of a medium, okay, whose permeability constant is 1.25. I repeat my question. Calculate the permeability of the medium whose permeability constant is 1.25. Means in this question, just remember it. Okay, my question is calculate the permeability of a medium. Means you have to calculate epsilon, not epsilon naught, epsilon. My question is calculate the permeability of a medium whose permeability constant K is equal to 1.25. My question is this. Okay, then you may calculate it. Epsilon is equal to K times of epsilon naught. Okay, then epsilon is equal to what will be? What is the value of K? 1.25 into, you know it, the value of the epsilon naught. This is the 8.85 into 10 raised to the power minus 12. Unit will be same for both epsilon and epsilon naught. What is the unit? Coulomb square, Newton minus 1 and meter minus 2. Okay, this is the value of epsilon naught. You may calculate it. Okay, just multiply it 1.25 into 8.85 and your answer will be epsilon. Okay, next thing, this is the pure scalar form of, okay, just remember it. Okay, how can you calculate the permeability of a medium? Okay, next thing, next thing is the electrostatic force between the charges is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught K into Q1 Q2 upon R square. This is the electrostatic force between the charges. Okay, next thing, how can you represent this form into the vector form? How can you write this form in the vector form? You know it very well. Force is a vector quantity. If anyone will ask you that what is the direction of the electrostatic force, okay, just remember it. Just remember it. This is your charge Q1 and this is your charge Q2. Q1 and Q2. The distance between the charges is R. Okay? Then you know it very well. There will be electrostatic force between them. Okay? Suppose this is plus Q1, this is plus Q2. I am going to describe you how can you calculate direction. Okay? The electrostatic force between the Q1 and plus Q2. What will be direction? You know it very well. This is the light charges, so they will repel to each other. Okay? This charge will force this charge along the same straight line joining these charges. I have joined this charge Q1 and Q2 by this line. Yes? If I ask you that what is the direction of the force exerted by Q2 on Q1, then you will say the force will be along the straight line, along the same straight line. Okay, this is your straight line. Okay, if this charge will exert a force on Q2, then the direction of the force along the same line joining. Okay, suppose this force is from charge Q2 to charge 1, then you will write it from 2 to 1. Okay, from 2 to 1, from this charge to this charge, and this charge is also a positive charge, then this will apply a force on this charge along the same direction. Okay, this will be along this side. This is from 1 to 2. Okay, this has become 1 to 2. Okay. Okay, next thing, if I will give you, this is charge Q1, suppose this is 1, this is 2. Okay, on the graph, the position vector of this charge is vector R1. Okay, and the position vector of this charge is vector R2. Okay, vector r2. Then how can you write electrostatic force in the vector form? Okay, this is the direction of vector what? F12, and this is the direction of a vector F21. Okay, now if I you know it very well, the magnitude by this charge on this charge or vice versa. Okay, the magnitude will be same, but direction is just opposite to each other. Okay, suppose this is 1, this is 2. Okay, if I just calculate vector 2r1, vector r21, then how can you calculate it? You know it very well. Vector r21 is equal to what will be? Vector r2 minus vector r1. Yes, vector r21 is equal to vector r2 minus vector r1. Okay, and if I ask you that what is the direction of vector r21, then how can you write it? Vector r21, what is the direction of vector r21? Means you have to calculate the unit vector. What is your unit vector? r21 cap. What is vector r21 upon mod of vector r21? In the vector concept, you know it very well. Okay, what is vector r21? This is r2 minus r1. Okay, divide by what is the magnitude of this? Vector r2 minus vector r1 magnitude. Okay, we know the direction of this vector. Okay, now if you will write this equation in the vector form, then how can you write it? You may write vector f12. What is become? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Sorry, if there is a vacuum, then you may write it epsilon naught k into q1 q2 upon what is the distance between this charge? Suppose this is mod of vector r2 minus vector r1 square, the distance between the charges we have just square. And what is this direction? Vector r21 cap. Okay, so here I have written r2 minus mod of vector r2 minus r1 square, means this is same r. If you know the position vector of charge 1 and position vector of charge 2, then if you know the position vector of both charge, then you may just calculate the distance between the charges. This is your vector r21. What has become? Mod of vector r2 minus mod of vector r2 square. Okay, and you know it very well. What is the r cap? R2 cap. R2 cap is this one. Okay, now you may just extend it. Your value has become 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught k q1 q2 upon mod of r2 minus mod of r1 square, and r21 this is what is r2 cap, vector r2 minus vector r1 upon r2 minus r1. Okay, you may just calculate it. What is its value? What is its value become? Okay, its value has become f12 is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught k. What is q1 q2 in bracket vector r2 minus vector r1 upon mod of vector r2 minus vector r1 is q. This is the vector form of electrostatic force. If anyone will ask you that what is the vector F21, then you will just know it very well. This is the opposite vector, then you will simply write a negative sign here. Okay, now vector F21 has become minus times of 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q1 q2, what is vector r2 minus vector r1 upon R2 minus vector R1 cube. Okay, this force and this force in the vector form, if in the sense of vector form, you may say this is the opposite vector. Okay, from this conclusion you may write it, vector F12 is equal to minus times of vector 2 1. Okay, now this is the overall about the Coulomb's law. Okay, and you be much careful about the direction of force, because so many problem is based on this topic. Okay, just remember it. Okay, thank you so much.